They tell you that the biggest mistakes in life are the loud ones. The scandals, the bankruptcies, the sudden outbursts of anger. We are taught to watch out for the storms. But standing here at 74, looking back at the wreckage of what could have been a beautiful life, I've realized the truth is much more terrifying. The mistake that cost me everything wasn't loud. It didn't make a sound. It was a choice I made every single morning for 40 years. It was a quiet choice. A choice to stay silent when I should have spoken. A choice to stay comfortable when I should have been brave. A choice to be the man everyone expected me to be instead of the man I actually was. I'm 74 years old. I have the house, the pension, and the respect of my community. But I am a stranger to my own soul, and I am sitting in a house filled with the silence of my own making. The choice began in my late 20s. I had just gotten married, started my career, and the world was opening up. But I made a quiet decision. I decided to be easy. I decided that my role in life was to never cause a ripple. If my boss gave me a project that crushed my spirit, I didn't complain. I smiled and worked the weekend. If my wife made a decision that I fundamentally disagreed with, I swallowed my words. I told myself I was being supportive. I told myself I was a good man for keeping the peace. But peace that is bought with silence isn't peace at all. It's a slow-growing cancer. By choosing to be easy, I became invisible. I taught everyone around me that my needs, my dreams, and my boundaries didn't exist. I built a life that was perfectly comfortable for everyone else while I was suffocating inside. You might think you're being a peacekeeper, but if you never speak your truth, you aren't keeping the peace. You're just burying yourself alive. Then came the quiet choice of my career. I was a man of the 70s and 80s. We were told that a steady paycheck was the highest virtue. I had a talent for music. I could play the piano in a way that made people stop in the street, but I chose the insurance office instead. It was a quiet choice. No one forced me. I just looked at the benefits, the 401k and the security. I told myself I'd play music on the side, but the office eats your soul in small bites. You come home too tired to play. You start to value the mahogany desk more than the melody. I spent 40 years calculating risks for other people while never taking a single risk for myself. Now, at 74, I have the money, but my fingers are too stiff to play the way I used to. The golden handcuffs are real, but they don't just lock your wrists, they lock your heart. I traded my passion for a safety net, only to realize that at 74, there is nothing left to catch me. The most painful part of this quiet choice happened within the walls of my own home. I was a good provider. I never missed a mortgage payment. I was home for dinner every night. But I was never really there. I made the quiet choice to hide my heart from my children. I thought being a father meant being a statue, strong, unmoving, and emotionless. I didn't tell them when I was scared. I didn't show them my joy. I just gave them instructions and a roof over their heads. Now they are in their 40s. They call me on Sundays. They are polite, but we have nothing to say. We are strangers who share a last name. They don't know who I am. And I don't know who they are because I chose the quiet path of distance over the loud path of vulnerability. If you are a parent, don't just provide for them. Let them see you. Let them see your mess, your tears, and your laughter. Don't leave them a house. Leave them a memory of a father who was actually a human being. At 74, I realized that my life was defined more by the no's I never said than the yeses I did. I said yes to every social obligation I hated. I said yes to family traditions that felt hollow. I said yes to a version of life that felt like a tight suit I couldn't breathe in. I was so afraid of disappointing people that I ended up disappointing the only person who mattered, the boy I used to be. That boy had dreams. He had fire. He had a voice. I traded that boy's fire for the approval of people who aren't even around anymore. Every time you say yes to something you hate, you are saying no to your own soul. It's a quiet choice made in the moment to avoid a difficult conversation, but 40 years of those yeses adds up to a life that belongs to everyone but you. The people you are trying to please will eventually forget you. Don't betray yourself for the sake of a temporary comfort. Now, the winter has arrived. My wife passed away 5 years ago, and in the silence that followed her departure, I realized the full cost of my quiet choice. Our marriage was good on paper, but we never truly touched each other's souls. We chose the quiet of a comfortable routine over the noise of a deep, messy connection. I sit in this living room, and the clock on the wall sounds like a hammer. Tick, tick, tick. Each second is a reminder of the time I spent being fine. How are you, George? I'm fine. That word fine is the most dangerous word in the English language. It is the anthem of the quiet choice. I wasn't fine. I was lonely. I was bored. I was aching for something more. But I chose to stay fine until the clock ran out. Don't be fine. Be angry. Be ecstatic. Be heartbroken. Be alive. Anything is better than the gray fog of being fine. I'm 74 years old. I cannot go back. I cannot unmake the choices that brought me to this quiet house. But you can. If you are listening to this, you still have the power of the loud choice. You can speak up today. You can quit that soul-crushing job. You can tell your partner how you truly feel. You can take that piano out of the attic and play until your neighbors complain. Don't let the quiet choices steal your life. Don't wake up at 74 and realize that you built a perfect cage for yourself. Break the silence. Take the risk. Be the man or woman you were meant to be, not the one you were told to be. Thank you for listening to an old man's confession. It's the loudest thing I've done in years. If this reached you, please subscribe and stay a while. Like this video to help it reach someone who is currently making their own quiet choice. And please talk to me in the comments. Tell me one truth you've been hiding from the world. I'll be here listening. God bless you. Don't choose the quiet.